Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan. Welcome back to the Forge. In this episode of Trust Me, I'm a Blacksmith. I'm going to have a go at making a folded, fire welded axe from the Blacksmith's Bible. Okay, so this is project number 2 from the Blacksmith's Bible. This is a test. I have been trying to get to this position for about 3 weeks, on and off. No, I haven't been practicing solid for 3 weeks, but I've had about 4 attempts to get to here, and guess what? We got it today. I've got some flux today, and that has really helped. And I don't know, I seem to have achieved something today, which is really nice. I got it welded together, and it stayed together, and someone was saying to me, you kind of get a little bit of a crack anyway when you do these. I don't know whether or not that's true, but there is a very tiny little crack on the back there. I've got to weld in the cutting edge yet on this one. It's just mild steel. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, enjoy the video. I'll see you on the other end. Okay, so for whatever amount of stress that this small project is providing, I'm also learning a lot, but I'm also quite enjoying it. This is the stock I've been using. It's not perfect, it's not right to the book, but it's the one where I've managed to get away with the most mistakes, if that makes any sense. But what I'm going to do, this is a piece of mild steel. It's 40 by 20 American here. And it's about 130mm long, and then basically I've spaced it out, and I'll mark the fullers. I'll mark this with a fuller, well, I say a fuller, a bit of round bar. 1 second. So I take a piece of round bar, just lay it between the 2 centre dot marks, bang, bang, flip it over, same again, bang, bang, and that exposes an area where you end up forging down here. And that brings out the cheeks. Now, a couple of times I've done this, the cheeks have ended up being quite big, and they've not worked quite right. The other thing that I have, and I'm going to use, flux. I haven't used any flux up until this point, which has been a bit frustrating, because it hasn't really worked. This hasn't worked very well without flux, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But hopefully this is going to be the magic ingredient to help me get this weld together. The other thing I've noticed about this is this axe that I'm trying to copy has more of a pole eye, similar to a hammer as opposed to an axe. It's basically a big fat blade. I haven't got the book with me, which is annoying. It's basically a big fat blade, and then the big fat blade sort of narrows down to a neck, and then it has that pole eye, and then it's got a hardened piece welded on this side. I'm not going to do that in this. I'm just concentrating on getting this weld first before I go and get any more complicated. Let's see how we get on, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, this is what we've got. I do this bit quite well. It's the easiest bit. Basically, all I've done here is I've just laid it out where those centre dot marks were, and now what I'm going to do, is just draw this out across here so that it's just flat and even. You'll see what I mean in a minute anyway. So I'm going to get this hot again and do these set downs. Okay, so here we are. I don't want to let this cool down too much because I'm going to start welding in a second. I'm going to get some borax on it. I can do this bit pretty easy, to a degree at least anyway. I think this eye is a bit big. Again, it's a detail I need to practice, but I can kind of roughly get the shape in. I'm going to try and weld these two together now. I'm going to put them in the fire, and then I'm going to get it up to a nice orange heat. I'm going to put some flux on it, I'm going to get it back in the fire, and then I'm going to go from there and see how we get on. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I would really like some feedback. I've never done this before and I've struggled to get to this point. I'm quite happy now that I'm at this point. You'll have seen some close-ups of it, hopefully. It's not perfect. I have a long way to go yet before it will be perfect, and I'm sure I'll get it, but I've got a lot to do yet before it's there. But positive. This has come leaps and bounds ahead of where I was. It was splitting right up the inside here, and where it looks like it's, you can see where it joins, but it looks like it is together compared to some of the other ones that I've done, which were awful. As soon as you started putting drift in, they just started coming apart. And it seems like I've got the right amount of material. I'm trying to make this smaller than the one in the book, because this has to go to Australia. This one though, I think I'm going to finish it, but I'm going to do a slightly different way of finishing it. I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to put I've got some Damascus steel left over, and I'm going to fire weld the Damascus steel to the blade along this side, but cover it, because I saw a video where someone did that and I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, that's what I'm going to try and do at least. Yeah, so I think that's everything. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe share it with your friends or whomever you might think might be interested in watching this video. If you are a subscriber, remember to ring that bell for notifications and set your notifications so it lets you know every time I make a video. I try to make videos on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and every other Saturday is live. Hopefully we can get back to a bit more normality. It's been a bit mental here. Please, 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 in the comments, let me know. Give me some advice, give me some hints, give me some tips. Tell me where you think I can improve. I know I can improve. I know I can make this better. I will leave a link up here to part 1 of the Blacksmith Bible. I'll leave a link down here to something else. This is my Patreon. That's a great way to support the channel. Go and check that out. And this is the subscribe button.